Goddamn.
What's up guys, it's Jordan here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Rainbow Six Siege tips video, which has been a while. I haven't made a tips video in a long time, but I've been working on this video for a while, come up with lots of ideas, and I'm excited to be able to actually finally get it out. So I don't actually have a particular order, I just have about 7 or 8 ideas which I would like to talk about, which will also hopefully help you outsmart your opponent in Rainbow Six Siege. So without further ado, we're going to hop straight into this video. The first one is going to be talking about placing traps away from you. So for instance, we're talking about the shield here as an example. The shield is a really common thing for people to hide behind, that's the idea of it. A lot of people put it in a corner and then sit behind that shield, and when people breach in, they see the shield and instantly assume someone was behind there. So a really good tactic that I've been using lately is to put the shield in a corner and then sit in the adjacent corner or anywhere else in the room that allows you to get a good vantage over where the enemies would come in to have a look at that shield. This way the enemies will instantly be distracted by the fact there's a shield in the corner, and you should be able to get a good shot of them from wherever you're sitting. So the idea of this is basically put the shield in the corner, preferably near to a main entrance that the enemies commonly breach through. And this way make sure that you can position yourself in an area where the enemy can't see you but you can see the door. And like I said, when they come in you'll be able to easily pick them off because they'll be distracted looking at the shield. So my next tip is going to be moving on to an attacking tip, and that is going to be using sound to your advantage. If you play Siege a lot, then you'll know that breaking into doors and windows is very noisy. If you're inside defending and someone bashes out a window, you're going to instantly be able to know where they are from just the sound alone. So if you're going to be breaching into a room with maybe lots of other people, make sure that you get a few of your team to go around to another side of the building and make as much noise as possible breaking in. Get a shield guy in there, get Ash in there, get anyone who makes lots of noise, and that way as soon as they start breaking stuff down and making noise, then you break in the door, which is going to basically mask the sound of your noise, meaning that the enemies will be distracted looking at the other room so they won't know that you've entered, which gives you a really good opportunity to sort of go a bit stealthy and get around the back of the enemy. So my third point can be used for attacking and defending, however I think it's more applicable for attackers, and that is the cameras and the drones. If you're going into a room and you can see an enemy in there on the cameras, don't scan them because this instantly alerts the enemy to the fact that you know where they are. So if you scan someone hiding in a corner, then they're going to start moving away from that corner because they know that you're going to go into that room and look exactly at that corner. Problem with this is when you go into that room and look in the corner where they were, they're most likely, if they have any sense, not going to be there, and they're going to be somewhere else where they can see you entering and they're going to easily kill you. Best thing to do is to not scan them at all, alert your team to the whereabouts of the enemy just by telling them physically through the chat, and then position yourself for a kill just using the cameras and your own sight. This way you'll be able to get a kill and move into position without them even realising what you're doing. Okay, so my next point is going back to defending, and that is to do with C4, or the Nitro Cell as it's called in Rainbow Six Siege. The Nitro Cell is a really good way to get some kills from people who are outside of a window and unsuspecting of the fact that you're in there. You can also use it as a trap, which is far safer than going up to a window and throwing it out. Obviously if you're up to a window, they're going to hear you and they're going to be able to really easily kill you before you can even get the C4 out the window. A good tactic that I like to do is if I see maybe 2 or 3 people, or even just one person, at a window trying to fire in and get someone or get me, what I like to do is I like to retreat a bit and make it appear as if I'm struggling, and if pulled off correctly on the correct person, they will often come into the room to chase you down. People are very kill hungry in Siege. If they start shooting at someone and they see them run away or they injure them, they will instantly try and chase it up because no one wants to miss out on a kill. And the second they run in, you can so easily get a C4 kill because you know exactly where to throw it. The best example of this is doing it to a shield user, because a shield user will often or not come into the room when he thinks you're running away because he has a shield. They feel invincible a lot of the time. So he will easily climb in and he'll think he's going to be fine, no one's going to kill him, he's got a shield, but what he doesn't realise is you've run away and you've got a Nitro Cell ready to throw at him. The final good thing about this point is that if you're running away from a window, people aren't going to assume that you have a Nitro Cell. If you have a Nitro Cell, most of the time you'll run towards the window, so if you're doing the opposite, they're going to be more encouraged to come in because they're going to think that you don't have a Nitro Cell. People are really afraid of Nitro Cells. So I've also got another defending tip that's on my little list. I have a lovely list here full of things I've been writing down all day. So my next tip is to use the jammers in multiple ways. The jammers are really good at the beginning of the round for blocking out drones, and the best tactic with these is to place them in a hallway. So what you do is you place one at the far end of the hallway and then place another one maybe 5 or 6 steps behind it. This way when a drone attempts to jump over the first jammer, he's going to get caught by the second one. This is a really effective way to hide the objective and get some extra XP points, as well as confusing the enemy to the exact whereabouts of the enemy team. The great thing about the jammer is that when the preparation phase is over, you can easily go up to the jammers, destroy all the drones that have been caught by it, pick them up and repurpose them where they're needed, for instance at a reinforced wall to prevent thermite from coming through. This is brilliant because the enemies are going to think that all the jammers are in this certain area where the drones have got caught. This means that they will assume that the rest of the areas are undefended, so when they try to breach through, you can place down that jammer again that you just picked up and basically prevent thermite from coming through. This is a perfect example of utilising the jammers for multiple situations. Okay, so moving on to another tip, and that is to utilise the destruction in this game. The destruction in Rainbow Six Siege is really impressive to look at, but also really useful to be able to get kills and outsmart your opponents. A lot of people who use shotguns in this game don't actually utilise them properly. They just use them for close quarters, they charge down a hallway, run towards someone and try and get a kill. Sometimes this works, other times people with a long range gun are just going to pick you off before you get close. The brilliant thing about shotguns is it's really easy to get a wall penetration kill with them. So if you know, for instance, that the enemies are getting ready to breach from the other side of the wall and you're able to find a wall that isn't reinforced, you can really easily get some kills through that wall. And the best bit is they won't even see it coming. The destruction can also be used to create what's known as kill holes. Kill holes are really good because it allows you to get a strategic view at where the enemy are coming from without them expecting it. A lot of people, however, use generic kill holes where they just knock out one wall that's always knocked out at the beginning of every round. I'm sure you've seen this where a round started and one person's gone and run over to a very obvious wall that's always broken and breaks it down to see through it. The best thing about kill holes, or the best way to use them, is to use it dynamically. So look at the situation, look where the enemies are breaching from, where they're trying to get a vantage point from, and create a kill hole that suits the situation. So if you can see that the enemies are instead coming from the stairs, a good tactic is to try and knock out a kill hole above the stairs that they can't see. This way when they come up they won't expect it to be right above them and you can get some very easy headshots. It's really difficult to give you guys an exact example of how to use kill holes, however it's just one of those things that you need to use when you need it. You need to have that feeling of what's going on around you and where it would work. It's something that you pick up over time and it's just a really good thing to have when you start to learn how to use the environment to your advantage. Kill holes are one of the best ways to get kills, hence the name kill hole. So if you guys can learn this, then absolutely go ahead and use it because it's one of the best things you can do for helping to improve your visibility over the map and your strategic ability over the enemy. Anyway guys, that's all for this video. I hope this did help you out. If you did, then please smack that like button and also subscribe for some more awesome Siege content as well as some other games. I'm starting to branch this channel out a little bit and explore some other games. But anyway guys, I hope you all have a really awesome day and I'll see you in the next one.